are looking live at the scene of tonight's game between the Charlevoix Raiders and the Elks of Elk Rapids. Charles Strail along with Eric Huffman here for the rematch. That's right. These two teams are running it back. They played last night, but they're about to tip it off again tonight. A lot still on the line. Elk Rapids can go a long, long way as it pertains to their conference championship aspirations with a win here tonight on senior night. They've got one game left after this, and if they win here, it'd be another feather in their cap as they continue to pursue this 2024-2025 inaugural championship here for the first year of the Northern Shores Boys Basketball League. Eric Huffman, as I welcome you into tonight's broadcast, I know you're excited for the rematch here tonight. What are you most eager to see about this second matchup?
I'll be curious to see how Charlevoix responds. Not one of their better performances last night. Kind of looked like they kind of took maybe a step back last night in performance. Elk Rapids came ready to play. They threw everything at the Raiders. I think everybody but the manager got on the court last night, if I remember correctly, and just about everyone scored also. Charlevoix also coming down here, it looks like with a couple of less players possibly. I'll have to see what that's all about at some point. Could be, I don't know if it's a bug or whatnot. But again, last night it was Charlevoix's game that they needed to have if they were going to have a chance to contend for this conference title with only one game back. Now being 2 games back, and Elk Rapids, like you said, only having one conference game after tonight. If the Elks win tonight, you could probably seal the deal. Obviously, with some few games to play, anything could happen. But the way the records are standing and the way the schedules look for the rest of the season, looks like an Elk Rapids title if they pull it off tonight. But again, anything can happen. Charlevoix always able to come from behind if they fall from behind, and have put a nice string of wins together too, having a 7-game win streak, although losing the last 2 to East Jordan on Monday and then again last night to the Elks up at home. So again, about a minute left before we get to the national anthem and starting lineups. Again, a lot going on tonight. Great atmosphere tonight too, as I don't know if this was a makeup game or not, but boy, we had I think 5 games being played down here tonight. We had a couple games being played in the old auxiliary gym, the old gym. I don't know if some of you remember the old gym or playing when it was a rubber floor even too. So we had 2 games over there, and then we had a freshman and a girls varsity here now, and now just getting ready for the start of the varsity boys. And looks like they're going to kill the clock and get ready for the anthem and starting lineups. And so we will return right after this.
The athletes of the Northern Shores Conference would like to show their support and commitment to sportsmanship. We understand this to include respect, responsibility, and restraint. It is citizenship in action. We ask you as parents, fans, and officials to join us in making this a positive experience for all involved. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please remain standing. Gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it started. Roll the ball back out on the floor. Let's see which of these two teams comes out firing on all cylinders in between the lines tonight. Starting for the Charlevoix Raiders tonight will be Ryan Pearl, Carter Greenacre, Vitaly Collins, Jackson Krause, and Joe Gaffney as the 5 Raider starters are announced. Eric, I think it's important that these Charlevoix starters come out and really establish the tone for Charlevoix tonight.
Yeah. Again, as I was saying before the anthem, Elk Rapids pretty much established their game last night. This is Charlevoix's turn to reverse fortunes and do it in Elk Rapids court tonight.
Yeah, that would definitely be something that would bode well for Charlevoix, especially as it pertains to just getting back on the right foot. They've had a tough week so far. They don't want to go 0-3. They lost Monday night to East Jordan and last night to Elk Rapids in Charlevoix. So they certainly have their work in front of them, as Elk Rapids now, you could say, playing with house money after they won game 1 of the doubleheader. Now they come home for the other side of it. And obviously, you got to like your chances. Elk Rapids in front of the home crowd, a Friday night game. We've had 5 games here in Elk Rapids tonight, consisting of a freshman, 2 junior varsity girls and boys, and a girls varsity game, now this varsity game. We also had a freshman boys game tonight as well. So we've had a nice evening of basketball so far. Getting the start here on senior night for Elk Rapids is Max Ward. He has been dealing with a little bit of a foot injury, but head coach Kevin Ball told me that Max was going to get the start here tonight.
Yeah, another player to watch tonight to see if he has a follow-up game from last night would be Horesco. 22 points last night and just started out with a house of fire. I don't know if that was part of the game plan to have him go off like that, but that he had like 10 points in the first period last night. Really set the tone for Elk Rapids.
Well, if that indeed was the game plan, I'd run it back and try to get the same game plan to work again tonight. I think the first 8 minutes will be key between these two teams. Will we have a carryover from last night, or will this game prove to be an entirely different event than what happened just 24 hours ago, 30 miles north?
I see the freshman Carter Greenacre getting the start tonight for Charlevoix. I'll be curious to see what type of energy they have first 3 minutes of this game.
All right, here we go. Let's make it happen, Captain. It's Krause and Bargy at center circle, controlled by the Elks, and Cotterman has it, and we're underway.
Charlevoix. Yeah, Ryan Pearl, the defensive captain, pretty much one of the main vocal players, talking his team up right here, right off the tip, set up their defense, go man-to-man.
Cotterman catches it on the weave action. Luke Wogelmont also starting for Elk Rapids, so they're starting all 4 seniors tonight on senior night, as this one's tied up underneath the basket, and it should be Charlevoix basketball on the possession.
Nice sign in the first 20 or 20-some seconds. Get a nice hands in there, knocking the ball loose and diving on the floor.
The pressure of Elk Rapids is something that Charlevoix really struggled with last night.
Yeah.
Elk Rapids might not press with this group, but they might run here.
Well, they did one nice thing. They ran a guy from the half court up to get the inbounds pass instead of trying to force it to the guards, and missed opportunity down at the offensive end. Missed puppies, always a topic of conversation on game night.
Fresco drives baseline, swings it back to Bargy. Elk Rapids was very patient last night as well. Let's see if they can continue that trend here tonight.
Yeah, and they knocked down their open shots too.
Pull-up jump shot for Cotterman is no good. Wogelmont on the offensive glass. He's fouled. This one's called against the Raiders, and it will most likely go against Joe Gaffney. It will indeed. And that's something with our Elk Rapids, this senior starting lineup. They are big. Just looking at the size on the floor, I mean, when you've got Bargy and Wogelmont out there, I mean, a lot of size on the floor right now for the Elks as Wogelmont banks in the first free throw. Once again, that foul was on Joe Gaffney, his first for Charlevoix.
And looking at the talking about the senior night thing they had going just before they started warm-ups, man, Elk Rapids losing a lot of size.
Cotterman pulls up the 3, and it's a 4-0 start. 3 points on the second chance attempt. And Elk Rapids has seemingly picked up right where they left off last night. Pearl brings it down for the Raiders.
Okay, let a little state weave through with the guard, see if they can't get anything or get a possible post up inside. Had Carter Greenacre possibly on there, but they decided to go away from it.
There's Gaffney coming to get it up top, guarded by Cotterman, pushes off, swings it down to Pearl for the layup, and that's a nice answer. Assist to Joe Gaffney. Ryan Pearl with the first made field goal for the Raiders.
Boy, they're in their bag when they're really moving around, setting screens, looking for backside cuts and whatnot. When they're standing still is when they really help out the other defense. When all 5 of them are moving around doing something within their offensive sets, that's when they're really tough.
There's a turnover into the hands of Pearl. Here's a even-numbered break. Gaffney back to Pearl. He'll drive baseline, put his shoulder down. This should be a block. Actually, it's called a charge. I thought Pearl did a good job of slowing up there, Eric, but this near side official said it's still too much contact.
Well, and he's called the first 2 fouls of the game. Even he called the one down here where Gaffney had inside position and Wolgamont looked like he went over his back. And then when he went back up, Gaffney had inside position, called the foul on Gaffney, and then the same thing down here. I wasn't quite sure if the right call was made down at that end. I'll have to see how this works out through the night.
To me, it looked like Pearl didn't lose control there. It looked like he was still in control, made marginal contact. But
Well,
it goes against the Raiders here.
I say it just about every game. The block charge is so different these days.
Here's a three-pointer by Kerfoot, no good. The rebound squirts out to Pearl. Turnover into the hands of Cotterman. He puts it up, no good. And this should be off of Hresco. And, yep, correct call made there on the baseline as Pearl deflected it off of Hresco.
Yeah, both teams being active and good sportsmanship by Pearl helping Hresco up as he was leaning into the bleachers after diving for that one.
Elk Rapids has made some substitutions here with their regular starting personnel as they're getting the ball here as Cotterman slips the screen and
I thought
scores
he pointed
it.
to black. And
Yeah.
then,
Maybe
again, it'll be interesting. That's the same official. Not that not being
Right.
a coach that I talk about officials too much, but
6-2 start here for Elk Rapids on senior night, nearing 3 minutes into the first quarter. Charlevoix goes to the corner to Pearl. Cut to Gaffney. Stolen away by Cotterman.
good hands by Cotterman.
I think if you're Charlevoix, you need to play into the cuts. Elk Rapids taking on cuts a lot. You need to play into that. Return the physicality as Bargy puts up the lefty, no good. Kraus, that's got to be called a foul right there.
There we go. And you got to do something where your action's coming to the ball too. You don't want to be moving away from the ball because the Elk Rapids defenders are able to slip or jump right in front of that and either get a hand on it or intercept it.
That foul is called against Wyatt Bargy. First on him, first on the Elks. Here's Vitalik Collins, guarded by Kerfoot. Collins almost loses it off his shin, but breaks the pressure. He'll bring it up to the front court, swing it out to Pearl, and he'll skip it to Greenacre in the corner. Pearl has Kerfoot on him, now hands to Gaffney. Greenacre with it, and the Raiders patiently trying to get their best shot possible. Down to Greenacre underneath, and
Nice
he finishes
find.
it on the other side.
Nice find by Kraus. And you can tell Greenacre's spent plenty of time up on the varsity. Kraus knew where he was going to be there and gave him a nice pass.
Fresco drops it to Bargy, up top to Kerfoot. Shot fake, he tries to swing it down. Bargy tracks it down, saves the turnover. Up to Cotterman, he'll trigger the 3-ball, too strong. Standfast on the offensive glass. Charlevoix, no box outs as Fresco takes the jump shot. And Keegan Cotterman gets another offensive rebound. Charlevoix right now, they can't find anyone to block out.
No, and again, we talk about it over and over again. When the shot goes up, you got to go find a man.
Up to Cotterman, he'll trigger the 3-ball.
At least you boxed your man out, and you know he's not going to get it.
Fresco in the corner for the long goal. No good. Cotterman on the glass again.
Last night, that was almost automatic.
Another offensive rebound by Stamfest. And here's Collins. Finally, the Raiders get the rebound.
Kraus has to go up strong with that. Look to finish.
Gaffney couldn't finish it. Kraus has it go back into his hands. He'll go baseline, swing it to Pearl. And Pearl wisely settles it down for an open shot for Collins. No good.
Nice
Gaffney
run
on
down
the
by
glass,
Gaffney.
though. Yeah, both teams right now
Again,
just blowing box outs.
Little reversal of fortune, yeah, on the offensive end down here for Charlevoix.
Gaffney catches it, puts up the three, got it.
Nice, and that's something you need to see from Charlevoix. Gaffney had trouble scoring the last 2 games.
Pearl set a really nice pin down screen to free up Gaffney. And that's always good when you can see that first one go through for a scorer like Joe Gaffney. Both teams getting their main scoring threats involved here in this first quarter.
I think Gaffney only had 3 points each of the last 2 games. So it's really nice to see him get going early.
Yep, here's Resco driving in, no good. Couldn't get the lefty layup to go. Collins
Nice
brings it
outlet.
across the floor. He's gonna find Kraus. And the Raiders have a little rhythm as Greenacre tees up the three and knocks it down from the corner.
Nice. Quick 5 points from Greenacre and a timeout.
That's an 8-0 run right now for Charlevoix. It was 6-2. They've made back-to-back three-pointers. And head coach Kevin Ball is going to take a timeout to try to settle his Elks down here. Well, while we have an opportunity to do so, we want to give a shout-out to Shelly Battershell with Century 21 Real Estate located here in East Jordan, or Elk Rapids, excuse me, on 116 East River Street. Give her a call at 248-343-3438 if you've got any type of property in Antrim, Grand Traverse, or Charlevoix County, or maybe near Torch Lake. Lakefront property is in high commodity these days, as is any kind of property in northern Michigan. So if you're on the buy side, if you're looking for something, or if you're looking to sell something right now, find yourself an expert in Shelly Battershell with Century 21 Real Estate. Charles Strail and Eric Huffman here. Charlevoix in the midst of an 8-0 run. Eric, what has gotten them back into this game?
Their efficiency on offense. They were able to, and not trying to walk the ball up the court either. They're actually trying to look to get somewhat of a fast break, maybe pick out, have a little bit of more Charlevoix pace to their game, and able to get a couple of nice looks and able to get a couple of nice passes inside with their screen and cut game that we were wondering about last night too. So a good start for them on the offensive end. Coming out of the timeout, hoping that Coach Stroh had talked about how to secure the rebounds here on the defensive end.
There's
Nice runner by Kerfoot there.
Yeah, good answer by Kerfoot. That's his first points of the game. As
nice look off.
Collins got a lot of contact there, no call. Here comes Elk Rapids with a 5-on-4 break. Bargy swings it to Stanfest. Cotterman, the open man, this three airballed as it staved right to the hands of Pearl. Good catch by the catcher.
And again, for the Elk Rapids on the offensive end, last night it was almost like they couldn't miss early on in the game, and right now they're having a hard time hitting the rim.
Pearl swings it to Kraus in the corner, over to Gaffney, wide open look. This one's in for Joe Gaffney. He's got 6, and the Raiders have a 5-point lead.
Say his name, and he appears.
Kerfoot with the long ball, sails out of bounds.
So again, nice start. Charlevoix, they should probably try to just keep doing what they're doing right now. But again, the big thing is rebounds on the defensive end. But don't hold back and walk the ball up the court. See if you can't get something off a slow fast break, if anything, and then maybe a little secondary break, and then set up your little screen and cut game. You've been doing well so far.
Collins loses the handle initially. Pearl has it. It's a 5-on-4 for Charlevoix. Corner to Kraus, 3 ball for him is in. And the Raiders right now with 4 made threes in this first 8-minute period, up 16-8.
Yeah, you can tell they're really a different mindset tonight compared to last night.
Cotterman with the 18-foot jump shot, no good.
Doesn't look like a push-off by Flutie almost in the back, too.
He did get away with one there. Bargy has it going up strong, blocked by Greenacre. Cotterman on the second chance follow, and Elk Rapids resets as Flutie's got it.
Wasn't sure if there's a possible charge attempt there in the paint on that also.
Stanfest kicks to Cannon. Up to Cotterman for the wide open 3, and this one's down for Keegan Cotterman here on senior night.
Yep. 8 points for him this period. Again, you leave him alone wide open. He will start draining them.
Charlevoix will be playing for the last shot here. Pearl puts it up and puts it in. Ryan Pearl hits it before the buzzer sounds. We're going to show that one again. Here's that whole sequence from start to finish. Pearl brought the ball up, was guarded by Cotterman, and put it up just inside the three-point line, inches away from that being a three-pointer. So after 1 quarter of play, Charlevoix up 18-11 here. You're watching high school basketball on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back after this.
unique gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehousecharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
All right, here we are. Welcome back in. Second quarter about to get underway here as Charlevoix has a 7-point advantage over the Elk Rapids Elks after 1 quarter of play. Charles Strail along with Eric Huffman, Jimmy Descamps from Elk Rapids tonight. These two teams played 24 hours ago, but it's a completely different game right now than it was last night.
Yeah, absolutely. You got Ian Moran subbing in for the Raiders right now. Charlevoix still sticking with their man-to-man, see if they can figure out the defensive boards. But again, a good start for them. You need to find an answer for Cotterman, though. He's been the bulk of Elk Rapids offense as he puts in another 2.
He's got 8 so far.
That would be 10 already.
10 for Cotterman, so he's really carrying the load for Elk Rapids right now. Back to a 5-point lead for Charlevoix.
And again, Cotterman had a nice game last night, but he also had Hresco, again, with 22 points last night, and he's still yet to score.
Free throw line pull up for Carter Greenacre's no good. But Moran dives on the floor to save it, but his shoulder blade
he was reaching back,
tapped on the baseline. We've got a substitution. That'll be Schlicker coming in for Elk Rapids, replacing Wyatt Bargy.
Wyatt Bargy hasn't scored yet tonight. I think he only had 2 points last night. But he does so many other things that you don't get your name in the paper for.
Flutie, Schlicker, Cotterman, Cannon, and Stanfest on the floor. The 5 for the Elks here on this offensive possession. Backdoor cut to Cannon, and this one's off of Cannon, and it'll go back to Charlevoix. That's a nice cut, give and go action there. They just couldn't execute it.
No, yeah, Elk Rapids not able to execute Charlevoix. You gotta be talkative still on the backside of the defense and see those cuts, call them out, and maybe you can step in front, take one of those. He should go up. He needs to go up strong, or are we going to get a body foul?
Yeah, Schlicker just a little bit too much contact there.
We always talk about it. If they're not right directly in front of you, just keep, and they give you that lane, keep attacking. Look to go up strong if they're going to body you. You hope that you get a foul out of it at least.
Gaffney looks like he's playing much more confident tonight as Pearl drives in. This one's deflected off of Cotterman. Good hands by Keegan.
Yes, in regards to Gaffney, a lot more energy tonight. Looking more confident, too, those 2 threes that he made. He just looked like it's hard to tell. You can tell if somebody looks like they're having an off night or if they look confident. Tonight, he just looks different.
Joe Gaffney with the mismatch against Schlicker. Steps through, finds Pearl. This one's going back to Elk Rapids.
Yeah, just not able to squeeze that ball in on there.
So the teams trade turnovers on those 2 possessions. Here's Stanfest on the handoff.
Oh, you can't just back off of him.
Yeah.
Too easy.
The little 8-footer, and Stanfest knocks it down. 18-15 is the score. We just got our scoreboard corrected on the stream. Charlevoix with this 3-point lead.
Nice
cut.
look. Oh.
Greenacre couldn't finish it, and he'll be called for the foul. Maybe just some frustration there that he didn't make that layup.
Yeah, and again, too many players get caught when they're down there or going for a layup or whatnot. They try to look to attack the rim instead of using that angle that they have and bouncing that thing off the glass and taking advantage of it. Too many times we try to teardrop or float it instead of just using that glass and a nice, easy with the kiss.
Here's Flutie guarded by Joe Gaffney. Elk Rapids has scored the first 4 points of this quarter. As Stanfest is trapped in the corner. Schlicker looked at the three-pointer. Now he picks up his dribble. Little high screen and roll for Elk Rapids. Stanfest going to his left, finds Cannon in the corner, and Cannon too strong. Cotterman on the putback. Can't get it, but got his own miss, and he still can't score it. Wow. The ball pinballing around, and this one's off the Elks.
So I was wondering who's been guarding Cotterman. You've got, I think it's Ian Moran guarding him right now if he's still out there. Or no, maybe they subbed him out. Yeah, honestly, I think it should be Ryan Pearl guarding him because that's the one that's going to put his lower half into him and make sure that he cleared out of the way, and then Ryan will go up strong for that rebound. Maybe get some over-the-back calls with him.
As we've got a deflection out of bounds here. Looks like Wyatt Bargy is getting ready to check back in for the Elks.
And so far, you just need to, for Charlevoix, you just got to take care of the Cotterman problem. No points from Fresco yet. No points from Bargy. Charlevoix, you got Kraus at top of the key, going to hand off to Collins. Nice spin move. Oh, I don't know if he's going to thread the needle or not between them. Nice kick out to Greenacre, not able to finish it. Nice kick out again by Kraus off the rebound. Oh, and off. Collins able to save it. He almost out of his hands, out of bounds. Then a good steal by Cannon, and we're headed the other way.
Yeah, that was a hectic possession. Cotterman for three, off the iron. Pearl with the displacement, but Flutie's got it. Finds Cannon underneath. He's clobbered. And Mason Cannon will go to the free throw line for a pair, and he earned that trip to the line.
It'll be second one on Greenacre, I believe.
Charlevoix has been finding some open shots here in this second quarter. That Greenacre had a good look there. I think if Collins is able to squeeze that pass from Gaffney, he's probably got it. But here's the thing. I thought Gaffney actually had a more in-rhythm shot than Collins had on that possession. I'd like to see Joe put that one up. He's 2 for 2 from three, and he was in rhythm, I thought, with his steps.
Yeah, maybe just trying to do one step too many as far as the flow of the game down on the offensive end. They have yet to score this period.
Cannon makes the second, and Elk Rapids on a 6-0 run here to start this second quarter.
So we'll see if Charlevoix does what they were doing to start this game. You got your two guards up, and last time we kind of drew it up. You had Jackson Krause flashing up from half court to get the inbounds a couple of times earlier tonight.
And this was the lineup that gave Charlevoix some trouble last night for Elk Rapids defensively. Pearl slices in, finds Krause at the top of the key. Three ball, no good. And it's going to be saved here by Hresco. He's got a 3-on-2 break. Over to the corner to Flutie. He'll tee up the three, short, and Gaffney has the rebound.
Good position by Pearl again in front of Bargy. All Bargy could do is try to tap it to a teammate. Nothing he could do. A nice fast break by Charlevoix to score.
Kraus scores the first Raider points of the second quarter.
Again, nice leak out. You got an outlet. You're able to get the ball down the floor real quick before they're able to set anything up. Good front. Yeah, you need to be front and counter. Make him push you in the back. Maybe you'll get a cheap one down there on him. Backside help.
Cotterman puts it up.
That's just a nice shot.
And still makes it. You could have made a case that he deserved an and one there.
Yeah, it's can't fault the defensive effort either. Just a nice shot.
Charlevoix settling it down a little bit right now as Elk Rapids has made this a 1-point game.
At the same time, though, you know, thinking about last night as well, with 3 minutes to go in the first half last night, much different circumstances tonight.
Vitalik Collins is fouled on the baseline drive by Stanfest. That'll be his first, second against the Elks.
Good screen. Oh, they went for the backside one, just wasn't there that time.
Good catch by, well, that was a really good save there.
That was
by Ian Moran.
It was over the shoulder.
Collins working against Bargy. Puts it up, has it blocked. Good job of staying on the floor by Wyatt Bargy. Here's the 3-on-2 for Elk Rapids coming back to Cotterman. They take the lead on the Cotterman floater. And Charlevoix takes the timeout after this 7-point first quarter lead has been relinquished and Elk Rapids goes up by 1. We're going to go ahead, step aside, and be back in 30 seconds. after this.
Small business owner, you learn to wear a lot of hats. The custodian hat, the IT hat, and well, the you should have called a professional hat. Auto Owners takes care of your business insurance, so you can take care of everything else. That's simple human sense.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix if auto owners make sense for you.
Okay, welcome back in. We're 2 minutes and 34 seconds left until halftime here, as the Raiders have relinquished their 1.7 or their one-time 7-point lead, and Elk Rapids has taken it back.
And you got to think, too, short bench for Charlevoix. And Elk Rapids putting this little token pressure up top. You know, they're just trying to wear them down as the game goes on also.
Kraus catches at the high post, down to Pearl. He's guarded by Flutie. He'll spin baseline, swings it over to Collins, and Collins has a round and out. It'll go back to the Elks.
Again, you know, the shots were falling in the first period, not quite falling here this second period. You just got to keep going after it and keep shooting. You're getting nice looks. You just got to be able to finish.
Charlevoix knocked down 4 3-pointers in that first quarter. Right now, they're the wells run a little dry from beyond the arc. Wyatt Bargy guarded by Pearl, swings it out to Hresco. Stanfest drives in, puts his shoulder down, puts it up, counted, and a foul. What a strong move there by Stanfest to get that one to go.
Yeah, they keep going, they run their weave, and they get over to a side, and they find that lane, and they, again, just look to go up strong. If you're not going to get in front of them and try to stop them, they're just going to take you up.
Well, you saw the replay there as Stanfest made that aggressive move.
Yep. So then one of your issues is you've got one of your better scorers that started tonight sitting down with 3 fouls in the first half, and that's Greenacre.
And Stanfest does indeed complete the 3-point play.
4-point lead for Elk Rapids right now. Collins going to bring it up the court. You got to be careful not to lose your dribble. You got by, maybe should be a hand check foul as he's driving in. Again, he's just riding him all the way in, and finally a foul on Stanfest. That'll be his second.
(24-20). The Elks outscoring the Raiders here 13-2. Kraus finds Ryan Pearl.
And again, it's not that Charlevoix hasn't been able to find shots. They just haven't been able to execute and finish off the score.
Collins goes in, and there's the bucket Charlevoix most desperately needed.
That kind of hit on the backside of the rim and crept over.
Here's Wyatt Bargy over to Flutie. Flutie kicks to Hresco. Hresco had 22 points last night, but that one goes off of his knee. I think he's also still looking for his first made field goal tonight.
Yes, and again, he had 22 points last night and was on fire in the first half.
Yeah, he had 10 points in the first quarter and really was the main combustion of that Elk Rapids offensive explosion in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you had 3 players in double figures for them last night.
Here's Ryan Pearl, drives in, scoop, finger roll is good. And it's a 4-0 run for Charlevoix since they were down.
Good to see Ryan Pearl, 6 points. That's what he had all of last night.
Here's Kerfoot handing off to Cotterman. Cotterman looked like he was going to try and attempt the step back there, but hands off to Bargy. Just over 30 seconds remaining in this first half. Bargy guarded by Pearl. He'll take the 15-foot jump shot. No good. Here's Moran on the defensive glass for Charlevoix, and they can settle for the last shot of the half.
Yeah, if they're going to do this right, you're looking to just pull it out and see if you can't get something off of it. Now they're down under 10 seconds.
Here's Kraus over to Collins in the corner. Here comes Pearl. Saves it, blocked by Kerfoot.
Yeah, not quite able to get something. You got everyone bunched in your quarter court set almost from the 3-point line in. Instead of spreading out, if they're not gonna come play you, then yes, come in. But a lot of times they've been playing up close to you or in your face. So spread them out and see if you can't take them to the hole.
Moran puts this one up, and that's how the quarter comes to an end. After 2 quarters, we're tied at 24 points apiece between Charlevoix and Elk Rapids. It took 16 minutes, but we still haven't figured out anything between these two teams as we're still tied after 2 quarters of play. Don't go anywhere, folks. Coming up after this, we'll have the Charlevoix State Bank and the Cherry Capital TVC Airport halftime show. We'll step aside for 3 minutes and come back with our first half thoughts and analyze what we think we might see going forward into the second half. Don't go anywhere. You're watching high school basketball here on Next Level Broadcasting.
Located in Charlevoix, Michigan is Martin Concrete, where they specialize in residential concrete construction, providing high-quality concrete work and guaranteeing customer satisfaction. They're proud to serve Charlevoix and the surrounding areas. No job is too big or too small for Martin Concrete, with services ranging from concrete slabs, footings, driveways, retaining walls, and much more. There's nothing that Martin Concrete can't do regarding concrete. That's Martin Concrete, online at martinconcretecharlevoix.com or give them a call at 231-838-9610.
Life gives us enough to deal with, like doing your taxes, hosting in-laws.
Oh, you're still trying to do the beard thing, huh?
And of course, filing an insurance claim. But luckily, Auto Owners makes it easy. They pay what they owe without any hassle. That's simple human sense.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix if auto owners make sense for you.
Charlevoix State Bank was founded in 1994 to provide exceptional local service to our northern Michigan community. With 6 locations in Charlevoix, East Jordan, Boyne City, Ellsworth, and Beaver Island, we're here to make banking easy right here in your neck of the woods with people you know. Charlevoix State Bank believes in the positive lessons of high school athletics and is a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
Bases MI in Charlevoix has everything you need for a successful recovery journey from any type of substance abuse. With a unique blend of clinical expertise and compassionate care, they are ready to serve you and anyone you know with in-person or telehealth appointments. That's Bases MI at the corner of M66 and US 31, or visit them at basesmi.com.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Charlevoix State Bank was founded in 1994 to provide exceptional local service to our northern Michigan community. With 6 locations in Charlevoix, East Jordan, Boyne City, Ellsworth, and Beaver Island, we're here to make banking easy right here in your neck of the woods with people you know. Charlevoix State Bank believes in the positive lessons of high school athletics and is a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
Unique gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehousecharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
Dad, brought you some popcorn. You should relax. You worked so hard for us.
What happened?
It's a little fender bender, but Mom already filed a claim with our agent. and we can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense. Well played.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix if auto owners make sense for you.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Hey, Dad, brought you some popcorn. You should relax. You worked so hard for us.
What happened?
It's a little fender bender, but Mom already filed a claim with our agent, and we can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense. Well played.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix if auto owners make sense for you.
Unique gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehouseCharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport and the Charlevoix State Bank Halftime Show. Charles Trail along with Eric Huffman. Well, we've played 2 quarters in Elk Rapids, and it has decided nothing. That's right, we're tied at 24 after 2 quarters of play. Eric Huffman with our first half scoring rundown.
Yeah, for Elk Rapids, you've got Kerfoot with 2, Stanfest with 5, all of those in the second period. Cannon with 2 free throws. Keegan Cotterman leading the way with 14 points in the first half, and Wolgamont rounding out the scoring for the Elks with 1 point. For the Charlevoix Raiders, Ryan Pearl with 6, Tally Collins with 2, Joe Gaffney with 6 points all in the first period off of 2 threes. Jackson Krause with 5, and rounding out the scoring, Carter Greenacre with 5 points and 3 fouls, something to look out for in the second half.
So one of the things that we saw in the first half, Charlevoix made a lot of shots from beyond the arc, but they answered back. They were down by 4 points. They had a 4-0 run to end the second quarter, and those all came at the rim. Do you think Charlevoix, in the latter stages of this game, specifically the second half, do you think they need to put more emphasis on trying to get to the rim or continuing to find some of those open shots?
I think they need to they need to keep attacking the rim as much as possible, because as long as you're attacking the rim or keep doing it, you're going to keep packing that defense in, which will open up your outside game. Obviously, they got started early making some shots from the outside, which brought Elk Rapids out to help stop that outside shot, which it worked because it took forever for Charlevoix to score in the second period until Jackson Krause, I think, broke the seal. Yep. I think 4 or 5 minutes into the second period. But then again, they only scored 6 points that period. And like you said, started going back into the inside, which we know they're capable of doing with their continuity offense. So I just think they need to keep attacking the basket. And you've got, for Elk Rapids, you have Bargy with 1 foul, Cotterman with 0, Wolgamott with 0. So what have you been doing for attacking the paint, trying to get some fouls also?
Yeah, well, it certainly will be something to keep an eye out for. Obviously, you mentioned Greenacre with 3 personal fouls in the first half. It didn't really get a chance for him to get his rhythm. He did make 1 3-pointer and had a nice reverse layup. So he had a decent rhythm going into that and up until that point. And head coach Anthony Troshak rolling the dice there, keeping him in there to give him some offense. And Charlevoix gets by, actually, no worse for the weary, tied at halftime.
Well, and again, another feather in the Charlevoix Raider cap would be no Logan Watkins tonight, and he led you with 10 points last night.
Right. Well, we're going to step aside here. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this from Dinghy Dash.
If you're a parent enjoying a day out on the water with your family, you've heard these words before.
I'm hungry, Mother. I really am.
It's time to act swiftly and think on your feet because you only have a couple of minutes to save the day.
I'm so hungry I could eat a whole elephant.
So combine leisure and heroics with dining out on the water with Dingy Dash. Serving Round Lake and Western Lake Charlevoix with takeout food, groceries, and whatever floats your boat. Keep your puppies fed with Dingy Dash.
Okay, here we are. Roughly 30 seconds left before we get going between Charlevoix and Elk Rapids in this second half of play. The first half was all about runs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Elk Rapids started that second quarter on a, 13-2 run. Charlevoix ended it on a 4-0 run, which is why we're tied at half at 24 points apiece. And Charlevoix had an 8-0 run in the first quarter after they were down 6-2, and they took the lead 10-6. So those have been the two main runs so far as we get ready, and it'll be Charlevoix basketball to begin the third quarter. Here we go.
Ooh, kind of a circus shot. You had the help side defense coming over with Stanfest. Maybe should have just kicked it out for the wide open shot. And there's Horesco's first bucket of the night. Again, 22 from him last night, mainly from the outside. Good to see for Elk Rapids, for him to see one go through to start his scoring for the evening. You got Jackson Krause coming down here, handing off to Ryan Pearl at top of the key. Behind the defense of Keegan Cotterman, got to hand it off to Vitaly Collins. Going to survey over to Watkins, and Charles is back as we find Ryan Pearl with a left-hander just missing off the rim. Skip pass to Greenacre, back over to Pearl. 3-ball, good, and away we go.
That's the answer Charlevoix needed. They got the second chance opportunity in this second half right now. You can feel that the pace has picked up a little bit.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit toward Elk Rapids' tendencies where they want this pace played at. Let's see how it plays out.
Yeah, and again, with the short bench for Charlevoix, you wonder what their pace of play strategy is for the game.
Cotterman unable to get that one to go. This one should stay here with Elk Rapids, and it does. We saw it last night. Elk Rapids' hands getting these offensive rebounds and the quickness responding to some of these deflections.
Well, and not just that, but it seemed like every time Charlevoix tried to dribble last night, they were able to deflect the ball.
Down low it goes to Cotterman. Tapped away. Good hands by Krause.
And you got the Raiders with the good hands this time and headed the other way. Nice pull up. That's in your range, and it just needs to fall.
Krause.
Nice wrestle down by Krause.
Yeah, here's Greenacre finding Collins. Second chance opportunity. Already the second one of this early third quarter. Greenacre pulls the three. Krause on the glass again. Pearl letting it fly, and he's got 2 threes here to begin this third quarter.
Nice, and he's very capable of hitting those and hitting many of those. He just doesn't look for it enough.
These two teams standing toe-to-toe in the center of the ring, exchanging jabs as Charlevoix has come out punching here in this third quarter. It's been a quiet game so far for Kerfoot and Horesco.
Yeah, again, you just got Horesco getting his first points, but yes, it looks like a foul on Pearl dropping the hammer.
And for Ryan Pearl, that's his second personal foul. He had that charge called against him, I think, on the second possession of the game.
Oh, we got Bargy and Pearl were going at it, fighting for position. That should be an offensive foul, and they looked it by the officials. That was a definite charge that should have been called.
Yeah,
I will argue that 100 times over.
And that one was called in the first half, too.
Yep.
Just not there. Collins on the brush screen, drops it down to Krause. Krause has it blocked from behind, but he'll go to the line for 2.
Those are the backside passes and buckets that they are used to getting. And so when that happens, they're able to attack. You just need Krause to finish that play, but at least he got the foul out of it. See if he can't hit a couple. First on Kerfoot.
And Eric, is that the first made free throw of the game for Charlevoix?
I believe it is the first attempt and make of the game. Again, we talked about trying to attack and at least getting fouls and probably getting some of the Elk Rapids bigs, get some fouls logged into them, maybe get some foul trouble. Nice second attempt by Kraus. Good.
So if you're Elk Rapids right now, where do you got to go to get a bucket?
I'd be going in. Well, let's see who we got out there. Again, Cotterman, 14 points in the first half. I would post him up down low. Charlevoix, not the most sizable team in the world, so maybe post him up down low, although he likes to set up shop on the outside.
Kerfoot pulls the three. Here's Collins on the glass. He'll bring it up for Charlevoix. Even numbered break, 4-on-4. Pearl, the trailer in the formation.
Good decision, nothing there. Don't need to force it. Keep possession.
Gaffney runs up the floater. Kraus on the glass once again.
Again, loose hand. Elk Rapids able to get a hand in there and knock the ball away, although it'll stay with Charlevoix.
So far, the difference in this second half from Charlevoix has been their offensive rebounding by Jackson Kraus, able to give the Raiders second chance opportunities. We've got a full timeout taken here on the floor by head coach Kevin Ball for Elk Rapids. We're going to step aside, and we'll be back in 1 minute. You're watching high school basketball on Next Level Broadcasting.
A parent enjoying a day out on the water with your family. You've heard these words before.
I'm hungry, Mother. I really am.
It's time to act swiftly and think on your feet, because you only have a couple of minutes to save the day.
I'm so hungry I could eat a whole elephant.
So combine leisure and heroics with dining out on the water with Dingy Dash. Serving Round Lake and Western Lake Charlevoix with takeout food, groceries, and whatever floats your boat. Keep your puppies fed with Dingy Dash.
Located in Charlevoix, Michigan, is Martin Concrete, where they specialize in residential concrete construction, providing high-quality concrete work and guaranteeing customer satisfaction. They're proud to serve Charlevoix and the surrounding areas. No job is too big or too small for Martin Concrete, with services ranging from concrete slabs, footings, driveways, retaining walls, and much more. There's nothing that Martin Concrete can't do regarding concrete. That's Martin Concrete, online at Martin Concrete.
And here we are coming back in. Charlevoix turns it over. Nice play. But
yeah, we had Joe Gaffney trying for a three in the corner, not able to connect. Nice hustle.
On the deck for the steal. Pearl takes it, looked at the three-pointer. Gets a little pick and roll. Fadeaway jump shot for Pearl from 15 is good.
Again, that mid-range game is his too, but yeah, obviously able to hit the threes, and he's feeling pretty confident right now, and anchoring the defense, clapping his hands and telling them what to do.
This is kind of the energy that Charlevoix needed to have to start this second half. Elk Rapids unable to see it go through. And, you know, Elk Rapids was getting a lot of open and in-rhythm three-pointers last night, and that's just not the case tonight.
No, and again, part of it is they're not shooting as well either.
Collins drives
how many
in,
air balls we've seen so far.
Swings it. Greenacre for the open three, and that's in.
Yeah, nice shot by Greenacre. Again, playing with, starting him in the second half with 3 fouls too, so good job by him keeping control of his fouls as well. As I start losing my voice in the second half.
There's a three
nice
by
shot.
Stanfest, and
Yes.
that's what Elk Rapids needed. Maybe that'll be the ignition source for this Elk team in the second half.
Yeah, they made a ton last night. Their first 3 since the first period.
And Charlevoix so far has 7 made three-pointers, as this one's off the hands of Schlicker.
Yeah, kind of fortunate. You know, Kraus tried to do a reverse as he was losing himself going out of bounds, and Elk Rapids defender just didn't know where the ball was.
Yeah, there's the replay right there. Kraus curled it, and Schlicker blocked it, but just wasn't able to corral it before.
Should be a hold. Yeah, should be Mason Cannon with a hold.
That'll be the second team foul versus Elk Rapids, the first on Mason Cannon. Pearl to inbound, finds Greenacre. Pearl sizing up Keegan Cotterman, crosses over, gets it back down to Collins.
Maybe should have gone up for the shot.
Collins loops around and scores it.
Nice finish by Collins regardless, though. Nice way to get around there. Now you've got to get up and play on Stanfest if you're Kraus, because you've got the length to put a hand in his face.
Stanfest drives, finds Cannon. Little push shot is good for Mason Cannon. So Stanfest here has been the catalyst for Elk Rapids the last couple of possessions, Eric.
Yeah, and you're getting again, you caught him in with 14 in the first half. You have to score this period. Has Charlevoix done a little bit, try to slow him down? I know he's missed a couple of shots, but yeah, Cannon and Stanfest kind of seem to be the main catalyst for Elk Rapids this period.
Ryan Pearl off from Kraus. Just about 2.5 remaining here in the third quarter.
Quick shout out to my stepdaughter, Michaela,
Yep.
chiming in on the chat line. Thank you for watching tonight.
This one is airmailed. Jackson Kraus was open, but
not only is that a turnover, he'll call that a missed shot because that was an easy bucket if he just gets the ball.
Charlevoix has outscored Elk Rapids in this quarter right now, 15-7, and that's why they have an 8-point lead.
Yep. Now you got to move if you don't get that, you got to move your feet, take the angle, and stop his momentum. Make him switch his dribble. Then you can put a hand in there, and maybe knock it loose.
There's a foul on Vitaly Collins as Stanfest went baseline. We have a substitution in for Elk Rapids is Jake Moore, number 21. They're saying that was on the ground. Eric, I thought that was pretty close to being in the act of shooting.
Again, it's the one we've been kind of talking about all night long. So
we'll let that one go. And
we've got our we have our mezzanine opinion.
Yeah.
We're not down on the floor. We're not wearing the shirts. So we'll just say what we feel and let the officials officiate.
And we've got a illegal screen called against Elk Rapids. This one will be going against Braden Flutie.
Let's see if they cheat up. Yep, good job by Kraus coming to cheat up.
Right here's a matchup that you would like if you're Charlevoix. Kraus going against Schlicker, just being able to handle the ball from your five-man.
Put him on the elbow or a high post or put him on the block and just and clear out. Let him go to work. He's able to do it.
Pearl tried to backdoor.
Telegraph.
Collins was able to find it. He swings it out to Greenacre, and Collins is called for a travel before he could get it across court to Carter.
Yeah, just a little out of sorts and not able to collect everything. Maybe should just take a deep breath and say, okay, let's try this again.
Yep, that's what they'll have to do here. Elk Rapids looking to narrow this margin. Collins called on the reach-in foul.
2 quick ones.
Trying to keep Stanfest honest with the dribble, but I feel like, you're trying to time up that crossover. That's a hard one to get correct.
One of my big pet peeves, and I say it multiple times, probably every game too, is too much using your hands instead of moving your feet.
Here's Flutie, guarded by Gaffney. He'll drive baseline, whip a pass around to Jake Moore, and there's a scrum for it. This will be a held ball, and they'll stay here with the Elks on the possession arrow. Eric, is it me, or have we seen so many more passes tonight around shin and knee level? And what's that derived from?
If you're asking the coach, it's from bad passing.
Okay.
I mean, it's there are certain times that you want to step to a side and use one hand to pass the ball, but too many people or players these days try to fire that hook pass or whatever,
right?
And it ends up either hitting them on the knee or hitting them at the shins. I always say though, good players can catch a bad pass, but that doesn't mean you can pass bad.
Okay, point well taken as Stanfest scores it, and he'll go to the free throw line for a potential 3-point play once again. This is the second time Stanfest has made it, drawn contact, and went to the line. That foul is called against Jackson Kraus for Charlevoix. And Stanfest does indeed complete the and one.
Elk Rapids 5 for 6 on the night from the line.
Charlevoix 2 for 2. So the game has been played on the floor, not necessarily at the free throw line. As Gaffney
had Pearl open in the corner too.
Collins up top, spins through it, puts it up, off the glass and in.
And great job. You could see him looking when he lunged forward, that he was looking at the glass for that shot instead of trying to teardrop it. Good decision. Makes me proud.
Not necessarily picking a side, Eric, but using the backboard.
Going up the middle, I always told my kids, I was like, you need to use the glass unless you can get up to where you can just lay it in there. Try to use that glass instead of trying to tear it down. Too many times bounce off that rim.
There's a turnover and a turnover right back. Raiders could have taken the last shot of the third quarter, but they let that one go by the wayside.
Yeah, untimely turnover, 15 seconds to go. Now you wonder if you're going to keep this lead. Are they going to shrink it up, or you do miss a chance to grow it before the end of the period?
Keep in mind, if Elk Rapids makes a field goal here, it's really a 4 or potentially a 6-point swing, because Charlevoix could have just taken that last shot of the quarter, and that will send Braden Flutie to the free throw line as the Raiders are over the foul limit.
And that is a third quick one on Collins, I believe. Yeah, so that's 3 on Collins, 3 on Greenacre, 2 on Pearl, 1 on Gaffney, 1 on Kraus for your starters.
So let's just parameterize a little bit about what might have transpired here. Charlevoix had the ball, turned it over with 14 seconds. Flutie now at the free throw line for a pair. First free throw, no good for Flutie. So he kind of opens the door a little bit for the Raiders to get off the hook.
So another issue I've seen a lot this year is the shooter getting the rebound.
Right.
So let's see if there's proper boxing out if there's a miss on this. And Flutie takes care of that for me.
Here's Pearl, guarded by Moore. Pearl's got one buzzer beater in the game. That actually, his first one was at the end of the first quarter, but he won't have the opportunity to do so at the end of the third quarter. However, Charlevoix outscores Elk Rapids 17-11 in the quarter. We'll head to the fourth quarter and step aside and be back in 1 minute. You're watching high school basketball on Next Level Broadcasting. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got a great one here from Elk Rapids tonight. We'll be back after this.
Basis MI in Charlevoix has everything you need for a successful recovery journey from any type of substance abuse. With a unique blend of clinical expertise and compassionate care, they are ready to serve you and anyone you know with in-person or telehealth appointments. That's Basis MI at the corner of M66 and US 31, or visit them at basismi.com.
Unique gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehousecharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
All right, here we are, fourth quarter, getting things underway between Charlevoix and Elk Rapids tonight. It is a 6-point lead for the Raiders as we enter the fourth quarter. They will have the ball to start. This gym is eerily quiet. It was a 24-24 halftime game.
Oh, it should have been, I don't know why the close official didn't call it, so the far away one did. Definite hit up there, up high on that one. Be third on Stanfest.
Final quarter here between the Raiders and the Elks. Collins up top.
If Collins gets any more closer to Kerfoot, he's going to get another foul called. So I just don't let him dictate. You go up to him and get the foul. Nice take by Kraus.
And nice Gortat screen by Ryan Pearl, sealing off his defender so they couldn't impact Kraus's drive. They call that a Martin Gortat screen, famous of the Washington Wizards.
That was curious on the, granted he went up and it looks like it was a foul from here, but it looks like it was the anticipation whistle on that one. Regardless, second foul on Kraus as Stanfest going to step to the line for a couple. First one is good. As Charles reiterated too just a minute ago, it's a quiet crowd in here tonight, and maybe they were anticipating a different game after what happened last night. But again, good effort by Charlevoix, coming down here with a smaller crew tonight and actually putting in a very hard effort tonight. Very proud of them so far. Both by Stanfest are good.
Here's Collins bringing it up the floor for the Raiders. Back to a 6-point game. Greenacre in the corner. He'll tee up the long ball, a little bit short. Tapped around and secured by Bargy for the Elks. Here comes Cotterman. Cotterman dragged his foot. And this should be, absent of the travel there.
The first missed call got taken care of by the turnover there in the baseline. No, they have a helper come up. Yep, Kraus doing a good job coming up and helping on that. You've got Bargy beat. Go ahead and take him down the court. Maybe he'll foul you trying to catch up. Oh, right off your foot. Again, I talk about getting caught in a dribble contest. Why do we need to cross over and do between our legs 40 feet from the basket when we can take an angle on him and just attack?
I think you also got to know who's guarding you. I think if you're Kraus, you got to know that Wyatt Bargy's not going to try and pick your pocket out there.
As Stanfest offers it right back.
Here's a run out for Vitaly Collins. He's going to cruise in and deflect it from behind by Jaden Hresko. What a hustle play there by Hresko.
I think Collins slowed down because he was waiting for Hresko that somebody to go flying by, but yet again, active and good hands by Elk Rapids, not getting fouls called, and able to knock the ball away.
There's the replay right there. You saw the nice hands by Hresko coming from behind.
You had Greenacre open in the corner. You don't need to force it like that. Now it'll be a foul on Kraus probably.
Yep. And that's the first time.
No, they're going to call it on Elk Rapids, I believe.
Let's run this replay back here, Eric. So here's the inbounds pass. They throw it up, and Kraus and Stanfest go up for it.
So that'll be the fourth foul on Stanfest, as that's who they're calling it on.
So again, if we want to replay it again,
even after the meeting of the minds, he is very firm on that call. That is what happened. That is my call, and we're moving on.
Well, here we are. It'll be Raider basketball after Stanfest picks up the foul. One way or another, I think you can make the case that the fouls have now evened out in this game.
Coach needs to be careful, though, now, too, because the next move will be getting a technical.
Here's Collins up top. Hresko picking up the defensive intensity right now.
After that no call, you've got a lot of Elk Rapids people being loud now.
Got to be strong with the ball if you're Charlevoix. I think, they do take a timeout.
Good call on that one, kind of out of sorts.
Well, as the Raiders want to talk it over, we want to tell you about Antrim County and Grand Traverse and Charlevoix County's premier realtor. That's Shelly Battershell with Century 21 Real Estate right downtown in Elk Rapids. That's 116 East River Street. If you've got a property you're looking to buy in northern Michigan, reach out to Shelly Battershell so she can represent your purchasing interests, whether you're looking for lakefront, whether you want some acreage, something for the family just to get away out on the weekends with. And, she's your go-to source for all those types of people, whether you're trying to find something for your family, extended family, make sure your grandkids have a fun place when they come visit you. That's Shelly Battershell with Century 21 Real Estate. All right, here we are, Charles Strail along with Eric Huffman. And the Raiders inbound in this one to Greenacre in the corner. Out of the timeout set, let's see what Charlevoix has drawn up.
Good job. I was wondering if he was going to get caught down there in the corner. Again, can't be caught in a dribble contest out there near half court. Now we're going to almost turn it over there.
This game has really started to get down in the weeds as Elk Rapids gets the takeaway. That should have been a travel there too, but Elk Rapids makes it a 4-point game.
Kerfoot with a deuce.
Collins crosses over, goes into Bargy, puts up the runner and scores it.
Collins up there confident too. Looking for the contact, seeing if we're going to get a foul called. Don't know what kind of calls we're going to get in this period.
I think you just got to make sure that you play through contact.
I always tell kids in a timeout, or if it's situations like this, I always tell them to worry about what you can control. If you try to control the officials, they'll start controlling the game.
As Bargy scores it on the offensive putback. Let's see that one again. Elk Rapids brought that ball screen. Bargy rolling hard. Credit Kerfoot for drawing the defender, and then credit Bargy for getting the rebound and then getting the chance for the three-point play.
Greenacre with his 4th now. Got Flutie coming in for, I think, giving Stanfest a little rest.
Chance to make it a one-point game here for Wyatt Bargy.
If I'm coach, I don't want Stanfest on the bench for too long. Bargy's first points of the night is an and one. Oh, he was.
Let's replay that.
You know.
Go ahead, Eric.
Let's see
take us through the replay. Here comes
So
Charlevoix.
yeah,
and
we're
Kraus.
getting there at the point, and the pass is made, and as he's coming across, you can see. It looked like he had a foot across half court to me. You know, if you're not directly on that line, it's really hard to call it. So it's basically a judgment call because the official wasn't right there. It's like trying to call offsides in soccer.
Elk Rapids can take the lead here with a made field goal as Flutie kicks it out to Kerfoot. Down low to Cotterman, guarded by Collins. Puts his shoulder down, pulls up, no good off the glass, got his own miss, and he can't get it, but Bargy's there again.
Yeah, no box out by Collins. That's why Cotterman got the initial rebound.
Elk Rapids reloads as Fresco drives baseline, puts it up. Bargy there, put back. It's tapped around. Who's coming out of there with it? We're going to pinball, and we've got a tackle made by Braden Flutie. Hell ball. Possession arrow keeps it here with Elk Rapids.
Yeah, probably wrapped that in his arms, and it did a little gator roll there with Flutie. No way he was letting go of that one.
Well, this game's certainly coming down to the wire. They have fixed the scoreboard. It is a 3-point game. They gave Bargy 6 points on that and one on the scoreboard. You had it right in your book, Eric.
Gotcha.
But the scoreboard operator here gave him 2 and 1s instead of just 1 3-point play.
Yeah, score looks good by my book, so I guess we must be okay.
Yeah.
All right, perspiration. Wiped off the floor, and away we go.
Here's Flutie over to Cotterman.
Yeah, you're going to have to keep some spacing now. If he wants to pull up, step up, and put a hand in his face. Otherwise, you've got to keep some spacing on him.
Bargy on the glass again, puts it up and puts it in.
Just more physical around the boards, Elk Rapids is. They just want it more down at their end.
Over to Greenacre in the corner, drives baseline, drops it to Kraus. Kraus
another nice
can't
find
finish.
And another missed puppy.
And Bargy's got the board. Elk Rapids can now take the lead with a field goal. This game halfway through the final quarter of play. It's tapped out to Resco. Too strong. Bargy tracks down another offensive rebound. That's 4 in the last 2 minutes for him. Kerfoot drives in. Resco now on the baseline. Tapped out of bounds by Greenacre, and we can take a pause and catch our breath.
Whew. Yeah, again, another badly missed shot by Resco from the outside. Only 2 points on the night when he was so lethal from the outside last night. They get down the Bargy. He's that man possessed right now. That was the right find, though, just not able to finish.
Gaffney has the rebound for the Raiders. Up the floor to Pearl. He'll cross over, go into Bargy. Back out to Collins.
Yep, can't do it on your own. We're going to have some high screens or something set because when we tried to do the dribble up there, we've had the ball knocked away too many times. And you got Braden Flutie just riding him too close. It should be, that's a no-brainer on the foul there.
Yeah, I think if you're the Raiders, you've got to get the ball into your strongest ball handler and also the matchup that they have. I think that's Ryan Pearl working against Bargy because Bargy's not going to go out there and try to pick his pocket. And then obviously Joe Gaffney just with his ball handling prowess.
Elk Rapids figured out the backside and the inbounds. They automatically switch on the screens there. Oh, Joe Gaffney, that's a move. That's a move that he can make and finish, just flying out of his left hand there.
Got to give credit to Wyatt Bargy there on the switch, guarding a 5-1 matchup. And most of the time, if you switch your big onto a point guard, you would say that the point guard would dribble him back out and then go one-on-one.
Exactly what I was going to say. If you back a couple backup dribbles and then look to attack the basket from there.
Once again, Elks can take the lead here with the made field goal. Stanfest with the show and go. Drives baseline, drops it to Bargy, and the Elks have the lead back.
Yeah,
46-45.
Too much coming over to help. Too much help defense on there, and you're leaving the backside wide open. You don't need two. It almost looked like 3 defenders tried to go over there. And timeout by Charlevoix.
Timeout taken by the Raiders after they surrender the lead. And, well, just so you know, this game, Elk Rapids, even with the loss, they still have, or they don't really have the ability to win the conference outright. They'd be going and battling versus Harbor Springs, jockeying for a position. So, you know, for Elk Rapids' conference championship hopes, this game is monumental. For Charlevoix, it's also monumental just for them to feel better about their season in total, not losing 3 games this week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially as we're starting to build towards district time now, too. As you see, Greenacre's been up on the varsity regularly now, and you've had Talon Jacobs for Charlevoix been up, and it actually was up for this game, for the last night's game and tonight's game as well. And so, yeah, you've got to start getting your teams ready. If you're in conference battles, obviously you want to win those. You love hanging banners and getting those medals and whatnot. But now is your time to start preparing for districts, too, as we'll be getting district draws here in the next week, I believe.
So Charlevoix hasn't made a 3 here in this 4th quarter, Eric. If you're head coach Kevin Ball here for Elk Rapids, do you entertain maybe throwing a little zone here on this out of bounds?
The only reason I wouldn't do zone is that I also, in my head, know the history of Charlevoix able to make 3s, and I don't want to give up the Phantom 3 just because I didn't think they could make one. I would probably stick with what I'm doing because I've been doing a well enough job. And again, you got a 1-point lead, so why do anything different right now? I just stick with what you got.
I think if you're Charlevoix, you got to get Kraus out
you
the
got
perimeter.
a mismatch right here.
Try to get Bargy out of the paint. Greenacre for 3, short. Tapped around into the hands of Kerfoot. 1 and done for the Raiders. Here come the Elks with 2:15 to go.
It's not a bad look. And you only need 2 to take the lead, but again, that's a nice look, and he's able to make that.
Stanfest, man, he's got a great hesitation move. Almost fakes me out up here in the mezzanine.
Yeah, and he does that so much, and people bite it on it every time almost. Yeah, that's a push foul there.
Kraus got popped in the face, and it'll be Charlevoix basketball, and this one's called against Keegan Cotterman. Elks with that was their last foul to give. So Charlevoix will shoot free throws for the rest of the time remaining here in the 4th quarter. Here comes Collins for Charlevoix, guarded by Kerfoot. And like I said earlier, Eric, I think you need to bring Kraus out to the perimeter, try drive Bargy away from the basket.
Yeah, they're trying to go over because they're looking for the drive and the defensive help, and Bargy stayed home.
Bargy Euro steps, showing his agility for the big man, rumbling, stumbling, and not fumbling as he's going to the free throw line for 2 shots.
And we talked about who the key guy should be possibly in this period. I mean, and he looks like he's got it. He's got that look in his eye that he wants the ball and wants to be the go-to to finish out this game.
I mean, he's been dominant on the backboard here in this 4th quarter, just gobbling up offensive rebounds and getting nice dead ball bounces like that. Soft touch there for the big man as Hresco comes back in replacing Flutie. And Eric, does it now become a battle of attrition? The Elks have played 11 players tonight. Charlevoix has only played 6.
With 1:30 to go, I mean, you'd be able to make it this far, and you're only down 2, possibly 3 right now. I don't know if it's about attrition. This far in the season, too, you've learned to play and shoot tired also, but you can't give up a bad turnover like that.
There's a turnover. Kerfoot stole it away and lost his shoe. Got it back on quickly, and Kevin Ball takes the 30-second timeout.
I think it's just execution. Just being patient and executing. I don't think it's anything to do with being too tired or attrition. We've seen these guys play plenty of games this season and play from behind a lot too, so they know how to bring the energy.
Well, right now, what's the game plan here if you're Elk Rapids? You're up by 3 with 1 minute and 31 seconds to go in the game. You try to run as much clock for Charlevoix to foul you. What are you doing? Talk us through each of these timeouts right now.
Let's see. You've got Charlevoix with only 3 fouls, but yet what I'm going to do if I'm Elk Rapids with 3-point lead, 1:30 to go, I'm going my 50 or my 5 out, and I'm spreading the floor because I am so able to drive the lanes. that if you can spread it out as far as you can and be able to drive, they're going to have to help, and you're going to have somebody open, whether you want to just find the open man, pass and recover and reset, or if you're looking to get it to somebody for a wide open, easy layup, as Bargy just looked to pass it out instead of looking to attack.
So that's definitely the game plan here as Kraus puts a body into Standfest. That's the last Raider foul to give. So the next one will put the Elks to the line. That is also the 4th personal against Jackson Kraus.
So you have Collins 3, Kraus 4, and Greenacre 4.
So you also got to know how many personal fouls you have.
Attrition could be the fouls
Yeah.
if you're mentioning something, yeah.
Inbounded to Kerfoot, right back to Fresco. The Elks look well coached here at this end of game situation in terms of how they want to execute passing around the at corner.
They got people in the corners. You see the guards that are up top are starting to get sucked in and come closer to the three-point line. They need to back it out more.
Stolen by Gaff. Ooh, almost had it. Gaffney shot the passing lane, but here it comes down to Kerfoot. Blocked up top, and it's out of bounds off of Jackson Kraus. It'll stay here with the Elks.
Yeah, I think fortunate, too, because, again, you didn't need to take that shot. You probably had somebody open you could, again, dish it out to and reset it for your Elk Rapids.
And I thought Gaffney had that passing lane
too.
anticipated. Yep. Got to be careful not to get backdoored here if you're Charlevoix.
You can't just back off now. You got to go for steals or look to foul and put them on the line. And the score doesn't matter. You need clock.
At what point in time do you foul here? Right there?
Right now. Like 10 seconds ago.
And that's unfortunate, but great execution for Elk Rapids. It's a 5-point game on the Cotterman bucket.
Cotterman's first points of the second half.
Gaffney goes into Bargy, straight up defense by him. And here comes Elk Rapids up by a handful. Pearl takes the foul on Cotterman.
Yeah, he had to.
And Elk Rapids can sense it now.
Yeah, obviously missing Logan Watkins hurt tonight too. In a way, not too much.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you played a really nice game tonight, but you know what he's capable of doing. So his game obviously is missed.
I just think for Elk Rapids, their ability to constantly come at you in waves was the turning point in tonight's game, and then the emphasis.
Just no let up.
Yeah, and then you want to talk about a motor. The motor doesn't stop for Wyatt Bargy on the offensive and defensive glass.
Well, again, and I mentioned several times about he does stuff that you don't normally put in the newspaper and talk about. He hadn't scored until the 4th period, and then we talk about he needed to be one of the main cogs in the Elk Rapids wheel, and he has 9 points this period alone. Their leading scorer for this period.
Not only that, but he's played this whole game now and just picked up his 2nd foul, which is pretty impressive for the game that he's played here tonight as Pearl makes the first of 2 free throws. Pearl with, I believe, 9 points in the second half. Is that correct, Eric?
Yes, correct. You know, and Bargy playing like a senior on senior night, too.
Yeah.
Same with Cotterman.
Pearl makes or rims out the free throw, and guess who? Bargy on the glass. Ryan Pearl took a glancing blow as,
he took a shot that we don't need to talk about.
Yeah, he took one to the midsection there. So we're going to send it down to the other end of the court as they come out to check on the Raider senior.
Usually with injuries like this, you have to wait for the initial wave to go by, and then you're able to get up and move.
Yeah. Well, while we have an opportunity to do so tonight, we're here calling this game courtside, so you can be watching from home couch side. We want to thank all of our corporate sponsors tonight, from the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport to Bingham Insurance in Charlevoix, Dinghy Dash, the Charlevoix State Bank, Ward Brothers Boats, Bases MI, the Lake House, and Bingham Insurance once again there, also representing some clients in Elk Rapids here. And last but not least, Martin Concrete. And then I should say last, but definitely not least, our friend Shelly Battershell with Century 21 Real Estate. So this game has certainly been a good one from start to finish.
Yeah, we had a fun, what a fun day for Valentine's Day at the Lake House today. We had 5 pallets of spring products show up, so it was a fun day and out in the snow and the cold.
Get to do some inventory.
Yes, sir.
Ryan Pearl looks to be okay, but he's going to have to check out of the game because they stopped the game for him there. I don't know if I like that rule, Eric.
He was able to get up and walk it off.
If it was Pearl going to the free throw line, would you take him out of the game to not shoot the free throws? No.
If he says I can shoot it, I'm having him shoot it.
Yeah. Now they're going to have him come back in. So if he goes out.
They won't let him out until the next dead ball probably, unless he wants to call a timeout.
Charlevoix with 2 timeouts left. Bargy misses the second of 2, leaves the door open, but got his own miss, puts it up and puts it in.
Made it for the 2 missed free throws.
He's got 11 points now in the 4th quarter. The clutch player of the game. Greenacre takes the deep 3, got it.
Nailed it, what a nice shot.
And we saw that from our vantage point, from our camera angle. That thing looked beautiful from the moment it left Carter Greenacre's hands. It's a 4-point game, half second left to go. It's pretty much all but over right now.
Think they called the timeout, just wondering if, probably not looking at the clock, obviously 0.5 left. There's nothing that you can do with that. I don't know if they're just going to try to.
With a half second left, the only amount of real game that you can do with a half second is maybe 1 dribble and a shot. So it would be asking quite a lot for Charlevoix.
I see they put 2 on.
Okay, so they bring it back to 2 seconds. So what official's responsibility is it to watch where the clock is when the ball goes through the net? That'd be the baseline official?
Yeah, because you've got one out here, especially if they're shooting a 3. You got the one out here. You're going to be watching. You're going to be watching the foot and the shot there, and looking for fouls. So you got the underneath guy looking for anything action underneath, and obviously you've got to have vantage point too, because there aren't red lights around the backboards in this gym. So you've obviously got to be in a good vantage point to see the clock. I'd be going with the underneath official, and then
it got to be the underneath baseline guy. So they put 2 seconds on the game clock. Keegan Cotterman to inbound, gets it to Stanfest. Stanfest dribbles it out as Elk Rapids.
There we go.
Yeah, this is a 2024 build here, Eric. You know that they included that on the build sheet.
Yeah, what a great place this is.
So that's going to do it here from Elk Rapids. Elk Rapids takes it with a 4-point victory over the Charlevoix Raiders. Elk Rapids outscores Charlevoix in the second half by 4 points. It was tied 24-24 at half, and Elk Rapids just with a little bit more gas left in the tank coming down the stretch because the big man for the Elks, Wyatt Bargy, just doesn't run out of gas.
Yeah, he was the man possessed in the 4th period alone. Again, senior night too, and a chance for Elk Rapids to pretty much seal the deal with this conference, even with one more conference game left. So, yeah, good job by Elk Rapids tonight. But yet a nice effort by Charlevoix. Again, not having their full complement of players tonight and not all their starters even, and still had plenty of opportunities to pull out a victory tonight.
So that's going to do it here tonight from Elk Rapids. For myself, Charles Strail, Eric Huffman, our camera operator tonight, Jimmy Deskamp, we want to thank you for tuning in. Once again, we want to thank all of our sponsors. But before we go, you see the Elk Rapids Elks receive the 2024-2025 inaugural Northern Shores Conference Trophy presented to head coach Kevin Ball by athletic director Brett Graham. And there it is for Elk Rapids, the first Northern Shores Conference Championship, as those 4 seniors have a moment to embrace and leave their legacy here in Elk Rapids lore.
Legacy, good way to put it.
Once again, for all of our sponsors tonight, we want to thank you very much from Shelly Battershell, Century 21 Real Estate, Dingy Dash, Charlevoix State Bank, Ward Brothers Boats, Bases MI, Bingham Insurance, Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport, the Lake House, Martin Concrete as well for making this one possible for you to watch from that wherever you find comfort. We'll be back next week with some more games here on Next Level Broadcasting. It's been a long week. We're looking forward to having a nice weekend off, and I'm sure you are too as the viewer. Well, that's going to do it here from Elk Rapids. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe. Have a great weekend. We'll see everyone next week here on Next Level Broadcasting, Northern Michigan's home for high school basketball. Good night. Northern Michigan's home for high school basketball. That one just kind of came to mind there. Peak